Hey plugin heads, it's Stu here from Audio Plugin Guy, and this is the latest edition of the Audio Plugin Guy vlog. This is a video that I do every week. I try to do it every week. It doesn't always work out. Last week I was unable to do a video because it was half term and my in-laws were also ill, so we had no childcare, so I was all juggling children everywhere, so I just didn't really have time for it. Which kind of made me think a little bit that I might start doing this every 2 weeks instead of every week. I'll just give myself take the pressure off a little bit, but we'll see. I mean, it's become a bit of a habit now, so I tend to just sort of get it done every week. Anyway, it's just part of my routine. So anyway, here we are this week, back again, going with the all natural light today, just because I'm trying to do things a little bit faster and more efficiently. And speaking of which, I should stop yabbering on and tell you a bit more about what this is. So this is a video we generally talk about something to do with plugins and stuff that has happened in the recent days, but also do the deals of the week, and that's where I'm going to start this week, and I'm going to go straight across to audiopluginguy.com. This is the website for Audio Plugin Guy, full of reviews and cool stuff like that, but also the home for the weekly deals of the week write-up thing. So this is based on a poll in our Audio Plugin Guy, Audio Plugin Deals and Freebies Facebook group. We've got over 52,000 members in there now, almost 53. I think it's 52.9, so maybe it's even 53 by the time you see this. Excuse me. And every week we just do a little poll to find out what people think the best deals are, the best offers, the best freebies, whatever has popped up that week, and everyone votes and people can add their own options, and yeah, that happens, and on Friday I write it up on the website right here and I read it out to you on the video if I have time. So shall we see what we have this week, week 9 of 2022, and what a year it has been so far. More on that later. Number 1 is the EC300 Echo Collection NV delay for free from MCDSP. I should have actually said who it was from there. So this is a delay plugin with a few, it's got dozens of echo and chorus effects in one single plugin, and MCDSP. Is it MCDSP or MUCDSP? Are they Scottish? I think I've asked this before, so it's a MUCDSP. I'm not even going to attempt to do a Scottish accent, but they have offered this for free in return for signing up to their mailing list, and that's where the link will take you here. And if I should have put a link to the product so I could flick over there, but I didn't, so we're not even going to look at it today. It's a delay. You can see there's a little video, you can watch that. So no excuses not to grab that and get more emails in your inbox. Number 2 is the Overloud Blackstar Studio Reverb Library and REmatrix player for free. Oh, look at that, the button's gone funny again. I don't know why it does that. I'll fix that later. So this is a collection of, can't talk, responses, I believe, IRs, yes, captured from one of the best sounding studios ever, obviously, just one of them. And yeah, so what is it? A Blackstar recording studio is a studio equipped with lots of vintage gear and located in Milan. The main recording room as well as the studio rooms have been carefully sampled, and you've got 40 IRs in there that they're giving away for free, and it works in their little kind of free IR player thing there. So anyway, that's a freebie, and that's only available until March 7th. So if you need IRs in your collection, go and grab those quickly. Number 3 is Kilohearts, their Slice EQ, which is an advanced parametric equalizer, is free with any purchase from ADSR. And ADSR have a bunch of stuff on sale, but they also sell like samples and things like that. So if you go along there and buy anything, you will get this rather nice EQ thing for free. And yeah, Slice EQ is very cool. It's got all the usual kind of parametric stuff going on. It's also got a kind of listen function and an analysis function, so you can have a listen to some audio, or I think you can load a WAV file into it, and it'll analyze that and create a curve from it that you can then apply to anything. Now, if you look, these all these little modules here, down the side here, are also automatable if you use it as a snap-in in any of their hosts. So that is something really cool. If you get Snap-Heap, which is free, and you load Slice EQ into Snap-Heap, you can then use all the modulation in Snap-Heap to modulate all of the points on your EQ, which is pretty powerful thing if you're into doing some kind of cool sort of filter modulation and stuff like that. And yeah, that is like free with any purchase at ADSR for the month. So pick something up and get that for free to add to your Kilohearts collection. Now, number 4 is Plugin Boutiques, free with any purchase. So that's number 4. Give myself, when I edit this afterwards, I talk so quickly. I go from one to like the end of one item straight into, and no, number 4 is blah blah blah. It's really hard to find the point to put the little markers in YouTube, so let's allow myself to breathe in between. So number 4 is get Bitwig Studio 8-track for free with any purchase from Plugin Boutique. Now, interesting thing with this is that I think it's free anyway, isn't it? Maybe. I don't know. There's lots of stuff on sale anyway, so it's worth checking out Plugin Boutique at the moment. But yeah, I've got a feeling like the 8-track version of Bitwig is free in a lot of different places already, so maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But anyway, if you buy anything from Plugin Boutique this month, and there's lots of good offers on, you will get that thrown in for free. And in case you didn't know, Bitwig is a DAW, but it's kind of modern, one of the newer DAWs, which has a real kind of modulation stuff. A lot of modulation power in it. Apparently it was some of the developers from Ableton who split off and wanted to sort of do something a bit new and less restricted. And yeah, it's really popular if you're in the kind of sound design and with like massive modulation fun that you might want to do. Interestingly, it's quite similar to the sort of way Faceplant works. Or not Faceplant, but the Kilohearts ecosystem. There's a lot of crossover there. I think if Kilohearts made a DAW, it would be Bitwig. But the great thing about the Kilohearts stuff, of course, is whatever DAW you've got, you can just load it in and share your presets with anyone else who's got it. So anyway, that was number 4. Number 5 is 80% off of one of my favourites, Boz Digital's Transgressor 2 Audio Deluxe. And yeah, there's not really much more to say about that. Transgressor is a transient shaper that splits your transient and your sustain and allows you to EQ them separately, which is very fancy, and something that's been done by Eventide with their latest product slightly differently. I think Eventide, maybe theirs works a bit better across the master bus, whereas this one is great on individual drum tracks and whatever to just get those kind of poking through, or not, get them blunted off, or whatever you want to do. So yeah, I find it's really cool. I love the fact that you can just sort of turn the sustain off, just listen to the transient, tweak everything so you're listening to that and EQing that just right, and then stick the sustain on, and then blend them and sort of match them as you like. So anyway, that's the top 5. Now we're going to have a look at the honorary mentions, the also rans, and I've just got one for you this time. So this is actually, there's a 50% offer on Contact 6. Once again, this is over at Native Instruments. Yes, give me those cookies. So yeah, Contact 6 currently half price. Now the thing worth noting is that also applies to the crossgrade. So if you own certain Native Instruments products, or you have certain products registered, you can get the crossgrade, which is an even nicer price. Saves you another 75 quid off of that. They've changed it. It always used to be 124.50, but now it's a nice even 125 euros. And if you don't already have something to get you eligible for that crossgrade, check out this on plugindeals.net, right? This is how you can legally hack. Now, there's a bit of a clickbaity title, but basically, yeah, there's this product here called Arcane, which you can pick up for free, and it actually makes you eligible for the crossgrade, and here it is. So over at Embertone, Arcane Contact Library, grab that, and then go back to Contact, make sure you've registered it, go back to the Native Instruments site, and get that crossgrade. Easy as pie, piece of pie, as they say. So there you go. Whilst I'm here, I'll just mention plugindeals.net, great website if you want to go and check that out for all kinds of plugin deals. There's also a lovely regularly updated list of deals that are all over 50% off and up to 100%, so that's a good way to find the biggest deals if that's what you're interested in. And you can also check out their Twitter account, which is super awesome and has lots of cool stuff regularly posted on there. Lots of deals, not just from affiliates like some of the other Plugin Deals accounts out there, but actually just all the deals from our constantly updated and ever expanding database of deals. So that does us for the deals of the week, right? That's it. And yeah, so I haven't really got anything else. Well, there's a lot to talk about. So I don't want to waste too much time talking about everything, but I do like to engage you with something, do a little bit of engagement baiting to talk about something interesting. So, I mean, there's only really one headline at the moment, isn't there? So there's one rather large bit of news that no one could have missed, and that is, of course, Russia invading the Ukraine, or the sort of conducting military operations in the Ukraine. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot to be said about it. There's a lot that I don't know about it, so I'm not really here to have to express an opinion on the whole thing in general, other than obviously it's utterly freaking awful that we're still having wars in this day and age anywhere, but it's not unusual. I don't think it was actually unexpected, but there you go. Humanity, it's great, isn't it? I'm actually, so where I live now, I live in Hungary. I'm from the UK originally, but we actually have a border with the Ukraine, so it's pretty close to home, and there's lots of refugees coming over. It's an interesting political thing, considering this country's general stance on immigration, but again, that's a whole area of stuff I don't want to get into. To make it relevant, what I thought I would talk about and maybe engage you guys and girls a little bit is the whole concept of having a cause as part of your marketing. If you are a developer, in this case, because we're talking about plugins and plugin deals, there's opportunities always to sort of champion, to talk about a cause or something like that. So what we've seen is some developers and brands are obviously using their social media to post or about the Russia-Ukraine conflict, or they're using it. I don't know if are there any actual sales. I don't think there's any like Ukraine-related sales. Maybe there are. I actually have seen one or two where it's like, okay, this product's on sale, but half the money will go to Ukraine, or all of it, even in some cases. And it's an interesting thing for me because I work in marketing, and I personally feel that co-opting a cause as a brand is a tricky thing to do correctly. So my opinion is, if you're not actually either directly affected by whatever it is you're talking about, or actually doing something to help or make a difference, then it's always going to be a little bit performative, a bit essentially all communications are marketing at the end of the day. If you're a brand, everything you do, everything you say comes down to it all feeds into your marketing, it all feeds into your PR, your kind of communications. It's all about, at the end of the day, it's capitalism, it's about making money, isn't it? About making sales, making customers, generating goodwill and stuff like that. So and people know that on some level, and I feel like if you use a cause, or no, I shouldn't say use. So if you even ostensibly, even if you're entirely innocent and good of heart, you just want to say something about a cause, whether it's the Ukraine or BLM or sexism, there's so many different things. It's tricky to do right, and it's also a little bit tacky almost. I mean, it's just, if people sense that you're maybe just using this to get extra clicks or to get extra shares or whatever, that's my opinion. It's kind of a little bit, I don't want to say crass, but a little bit just not the right place for it. On your personal accounts, maybe. On your brand accounts, maybe not. Okay, that's kind of my opinion. There's also the whole issue of, like, if you're getting all worked up about the current situation, but you didn't say anything about other ones, Iraq, Afghanistan, or Israel, and I'm getting brain fuzz now, Palestine. There's shitty things happening all the time, all over the world. To get sort of to get vocal about one and not all of them, you kind of like, again, is a bit like, how do you choose that? How do you decide which ones to support and which ones to ignore? And it's a bit of a minefield. And my kind of general advice to brands that I work with is to avoid talking about it unless asked about it and unless directly affected by it. Or if there's a cause which is more general, there may be something like diversity or sort of sexism in the workplace, or those kind of things which are ongoing general things that we can work towards. And there are cases that are relevant to war as well, of course, like Doctors Without Borders and things like that. If you support a cause and you do it consistently and regularly, and don't make a big deal about it necessarily. It can just be something you do, and you don't have to make a big fanfare about it. That's the way I would approach being charitable as a brand, in my opinion. But what about you? What do you think? Do you think maybe all brands should be stepping up and saying something about the current situation? They should be cancelling sales in Russia, or they should be sending all their money to Ukraine. Should people be doing something? Should the brands be doing something, or should the brands be staying well away? Or is it all's fair in plugins and war, and like, just do what you want and let's not make a big fuss about it? And yeah, and ultimately, just aside from that conversation point, I hope everyone is okay. These things are obviously awful for the people involved, incredibly, just like, can't even sort of wrap my head around it, but also generally for the rest of the world, it's another thing to get anxious about, isn't it? I mean, we've had COVID, we've got the ongoing sort of climate crisis, and now we have a war as well. And I think everyone alive today who is aware of things that are going on in the world is gradually being ground down by a sort of anxiety of and a sort of existential dread the state of the world, to be honest. And it's not like it's ever perfect, but it definitely has been a bit worse for the last few years. I think you'll agree, or not. Maybe you won't. I don't know. Tell me if you don't. Tell me if you do. But I just want to say I hope you guys and girls are all okay. The world isn't dragging you down too much. Let's try and keep positive and just do whatever we can individually to spread love and joy and bring light into the world. And yeah, just keep positive, keep happy. And on that note, I'm going to go and, I don't know, have a glass of water and get on with my day. So thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for listening. And I hope I will see you again. Have a great weekend and take care. You're the best. All right. Bye-bye.